This is episode 100 of the Rise Up podcast. We're a morning radio show hosted by Steve, Terese, and Tim on Family Life, a network of stations across New York and Pennsylvania. Our podcast is a weekly conversation that will help you think and grow in your faith. If you haven't already, subscribe today so you don't miss a single episode, and find out more about our show at familylife.org.
Today is the day the Lord has made. Rejoice and be glad in it. This is Rise Up on Family Life.
Welcome to episode 100 of the Rise Up podcast. You know, every week we chat about fun stuff. We chat about faith stuff. And with this big milestone, we are looking back at the past 100 episodes and picking our favorite. Steve is going back to episode 60.
It was titled, Why Marry When? Oh, so much planning goes into that special date. And there were special reasons why we chose our special date. I love my wife, obviously, and she knew me before we were even married because we got engaged in December. And so now we're looking at the calendar and what's available. Okay, let's get married. We thought, okay, March is really the first time that we'd both be available. And Audrey said, nope, can't be March. Nope, absolutely not March. I'm like, why? She goes, that's March Madness, basketball. You'll be so busy watching basketball during March Madness every single year on our anniversary. Oh. March is out.
Oh, she was planning it out for the future, too, not just the wedding season.
So smart.
Isn't she, though? And then, all right, let's go to April then. Nope, can't be April. Nope, can't be April.
Is it your jokes, April 1st?
No. You'll be too busy doing taxes at the last minute. You're a last minute guy. Well, she knows me. I can't remember why May it didn't work out. So we got married the next month in June. But originally he was going to be married in March. But nah. It's basketball, March Madness. Can't do that.
I would have been suspicious, if she said, we can't get married in March. Oh, we can't get married in April. Oh, we can't get married in May. Oh, we can't get married in June. At that point, you begin to go, wait a second.
Oh, boy. Yeah, good point. Yeah.
Oh, it's still good.
Oh, I don't want to spoil it, but we did get married. So.
Yeah, you did. Yes.
34 years ago.
Oh, so cool.
Wow. Yeah. It's so fun reliving some of those moments. I'm going back to episode 41, which is from 2022. I think the episode was titled Guess What? And we all shared something about ourselves that maybe the others didn't know. It was pretty revealing.
I'm a professional wrestling fan of sorts.
I'm still baffled by that.
I
did not see that coming. That was like a folding chair to the head for me.
Exactly. Yeah. Out of the ring.
Well, and then this kind of is going to sound like it goes along with it, what I'm going to say today, but it really doesn't. Like, they're totally different tracks of my brain. I have a black belt. I have a black belt in Taekwondo. And I think to most folks, that kind of thing is maybe surprising because I don't know if there's a stereotype of any sort of thing. Like, I'm not at all into mixed martial arts or UFC or any of that kind of thing. It was really more kind of the martial art aspect of it, kind of the philosophy of Taekwondo and things that I found really interesting. And yeah, I did get my black belt doing that up through high school and concluded that when I went off to college. And really enjoyed my time doing that. Now, I wasn't the one, like I said, who would, could do like competing and like fight other people and get medals for it and stuff. That's my wife. She's the black belt who has won.
Double surprise.
Yes.
Wow.
Yes. Trinity is the one. My wife is the one who has a black belt in karate and qualified to participate in tournaments in other countries and things. So she actually is really the one that I think if most people knew her, and most who do know her are a lot more surprised by that fact too. Wow, you guys both have black belts? What does this mean?
Yeah, so going back to episode 41, what it means is don't mess with Tim and Trinity.
Exactly, yeah.
Okay? And it also means that your two daughters, you have two now,
Yeah.
they're both well-protected little girls.
Oh, for sure.
Let me tell you. So that was insightful from episode 41.
It was more insightful than I realized. Just a little bit of irony before we go to my clip here, because irony is really what I'm looking at with my favorite that I picked from episode 57. My wife, when she did, I said in that episode there, that she qualified to do tournaments for karate in other countries. Well, one of the country that she qualified to be a part of a karate championship in, It was Ireland. Let's take a listen to what we talked about in episode 57. I've always imagined Ireland to be somewhere where you just feel kind of lost in an older time and things are slower and the way of life is simpler. I have, like so many Americans, family history that does trace back to Ireland, and I would just love to find myself losing track of time, walking, rambling as it would be called there, along green countrysides and stopping in at a tea house and getting some good strong black Irish tea and just enjoying this beautiful part of creation that, from what I'm told and what I hear, yes, is true, it's just like a slower, simpler kind of thing.
You did it!
I know!
Yes.
That's the crazy thing. It's February. We're taping a podcast. Hey, where would you go if you could go anywhere in the world? I'm like, I don't know, Ireland. And like, lo and behold, whirlwind, the way things worked out, our family was blessed to get to visit Ireland in June. Like, that thing, it happened. Wow, it really happened. The dream thing came true. Well, yeah, kind of. And that's like kind of what I want to park on here for a second, is because I had been told all these things about Ireland, your expectations about it being all these things, the slower way of life. And is it really going to be true when you get there? Well, yeah, and it was. And that's so neat that it really was the way I pictured it looking. It really felt the way I pictured it feeling. But my experience, what my wife and I and our little girl, just the one at the time, what we experienced, not at all what I ever could have guessed. I didn't think I would come home being able to tell you the differences between an American emergency room and an Irish emergency room.
I remember praying for your daughter.
Yeah, you did, and thank you for that. Like, that became a whole part of the saga, because while we're over there, little baby girl catches this terrible virus. It started as a virus. It became this infection in the back of her throat, and it was really bad, and we had to take her to the ER. Did you picture this happening on your vacation? You never picture going to the ER on vacation. At least you hope it doesn't happen. You definitely don't picture what an ER is going to be like in another country. And while I'm sitting there and this is happening and it's going on, it's running through my mind, okay, this is not what I expected, but this is what God has for me. And take it outside that statement, take it outside of your vacation, just put it in front of your life. This might not be what I expected, but it is where I am. And because it's where I am, it must be what God has for me. And if it's what God has for me, these circumstances, tough as they are, they're not against me. Like Romans 8 says, through all these things we're more than conquerors through him who loved us, because of what Jesus did for us. This is not what I planned for my dream vacation, but apparently it's the dream vacation God had for our family, for what we needed. And yeah, did we come home with a real sense of how God provides the people that you need, the prayers that you need, and the grace that you need to get through just the next moment? Yeah, he really did. Maybe you don't go into a vacation hoping to come home with that perspective, but boy, I'll say when you do, it's a once-in-a-lifetime kind of thing.
Great lesson. And by the way, while you were in Ireland, did Trinity, your wife, get stopped on the street saying, hey, aren't you that black belt champion that used to come over here for competitions all the time?
Finally went on to claim her gold medal, yes, and the finalists there.
So nice, because when you're walking down the street and you see the Powers and you say hi, they reply back with, hiya!
Hiya! Oh, my word.
Don't hit the snooze button. Come join us. It's Rise Up with Steve, Terese, and Tim on Family Life.
I'm just going to say Christmas makes you do odd things. It's very odd. Let's imagine that it's September 12th.
Okay.
And I say to you, hey, want to come over to my house, sit in the living room in front of the dead tree that I've just brought inside my home. Then let's eat candy out of our socks.
That makes sense. Sure.
Right.
Okay, so you might have some friends that agree to that, but, that just could be because they're, your friends and your friends.
What did I tell you? Christmas makes you do odd things.
We're giving out smiles that you can wear all day. This is Rise Up on Family Life.
Right people in the right place at the right time. We see it over and over again.
Yeah.
And it happened with Richard and Doretta. They were in Missouri traveling. They were on a road trip, and they stopped at a restaurant, like many of us do when we're on a road trip. They pulled into this restaurant, and as they were waiting in line, someone came running over to them. It's like, we need help. Someone was choking on their food. And so Richard got right over there, did the Heimlich maneuver. The person recovered. The person is fine. Right place, right time. As Richard was doing that, someone had taken a picture, or there was security video of the situation. And Doretta, his wife, was right there. And on the back of her shirt that she was wearing said, "Love the Lord your God with all your heart and with all your soul and with all your mind, and love your neighbor as yourself."
Wow.
You've heard about wearing your emotions on your sleeve. Well, they were wearing their life on their shirt.
Reminding you that God is in charge today and every day. It's Rise Up with Steve, Terese, and Tim on Family Life.
Where am I? Okay, I'm going to give you a smell or a few smells, and you have to guess.
Identify where you are
where
based on the smell.
I am. Some say it smells a little like diesel or gunpowder, and barbecue. Diesel, gunpowder, and barbecue.
That's an
Where
intense
am
place.
I
don't know. Somewhere really gritty.
Somewhere good that you would love, Tim, or at least you love talking about it.
I wasn't here.
You'd be in space.
Wait, diesel barbecue? What?
Astronauts,
in space?
Many astronauts have said it's out in space. It smells a little like diesel, gunpowder, and barbecue. That's an interesting smell for out in space.
What's going on out in space? I want to know. They having some sort of cookout?
Well, it's funny you say the cookout because some astronauts have said, and I'll give you the reason why here in a second, why steaks taste better in space. Do you know why, Tim, that steaks might taste better in space?
Don't make me say it.
Okay, go ahead. Come on.
Because they're out of this world?
No.
Oh, thank you. I'm so glad that's not it.
Astronauts say they taste better.
Why is it? Why do they taste better in space, steaks?
Meteor.
I'm laughing at that, and I wish I weren't. But it's kind of funny, all right? It's kind of funny.
Feel free to stick around a while. We love it when you're here. This is Rise Up with Steve, Terese, and Tim on Family Life.
You know, God has a way of choosing the most unexpected people to accomplish his plans. Mary, for example, godly woman, but she was living in a godless place. And what that shows is that it's possible for someone to live a life that honors God while they're not in the ideal environment.
Wow.
You know, you might say, I can't live like God because I work with this kind of people, or I live, in this kind of community, or my family is... No, Mary is proof that you can live a godly life despite what's happening around you.
We hope the rest of your day is just as much fun as this. You're listening to Rise Up on Family Life.
What is that ornament that you have on your tree? It's a tradition.
Oh, it's secret, but I'll tell you.
Okay, shh.
We hide it every year.
Okay.
We hide it. We hide the Sasquatch ornament, the Bigfoot.
Yeah.
It's hidden because, like Sasquatches do. It's such a. I've never met anybody else who has one on their tree.
Christmas ornaments that only you have on your tree. No one else that you've ever heard of has it.
Patty from Erie. Okay, I don't know that it's totally unique, but we have a pickle ornament, and when we hide the pickle, whoever finds it gets to open their present first. Now, here's the funny thing. We thought it was a German tradition.
Right.
So in Germany, we were asking people about the pickle ornament, and it's not a German tradition. So we don't know where it came from.
So really, it's not really that big of a deal.
Oh, boy.
Exactly.
Wow.
Thank you.
I find that. I didn't know that. That to me, that's very jarring.
Okay. Aren't you glad you called now, huh?
Absolutely. 100%.
Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas.
May the blessings of the Lord be with you in all that you do today. This is Rise Up on Family Life.